Hello and welcome to episode 5 of When Pigs Fly. I'm Patty McGuire. I am joined by Renee Musacchio and Tracy Malhado. Hello, lovely ladies.
Hello, my dear.
So today's topic is gratitude. Ha! Who wants to jump in on this juicy subject? We've got some funny stories here.
Oh my God. Gratitude and appreciation. So important in life. Like that really, when you get into that gratitude and appreciation for anything, for just like, little things, and then all of a sudden it magnifies into bigger things and bigger things. Your life really changes, really shifts. And Patty, I think you said you were writing down all the things, didn't you? Like,
Yeah, this was I was at a point, full disclosure, where I was like, what am I going to write on this list? I had a coach that said, just journal gratitude. And I literally, when I first started journaling my gratitude list, it was coffee and literally, but it was a great piece of advice though she gave me. And she literally just said, go through your day in your head and go, okay, I like that. Be grateful for that. Are you grateful for your good health? And it got easier and easier and the ultimate goal is that you gratitude then pours into you as you're witnessing things unfolding. So, but yeah, it's give I think this is a big topic for a lot of people and saying, okay, well, what do you mean by that, right? And how do you get going? And when you can, you'll embody it naturally, right? And I can give you an example of when we get pushed. Like, by the way, we get pushed into gratitude too. There's moments where, hey, all of a sudden there's a crisis or a trauma, right? Why are we waiting till that happens before we go, oh, I'm so grateful for my good health, right?
mm,
And that's now, and don't do it, and don't exercise gratitude when if you're looking at something that someone's lacking either. That was a big one for me to learn, and to know, like, truly, to you gratitude's unconditional. It's
mm.
I'm just grateful for this right now. And Tracy, in one of our episodes, you mentioned, or I don't, maybe it was one of our sidebars that we have, where you said, do you love your bed? Oh gosh, like, absolutely. And really get granular about it. And yeah, this may sound completely crazy, and this is why we're here to bring you crazy the new normal, and have fun with it, because this being crazy appreciative for your bed, like, pays you back in so many different ways, right?
Absolutely. And can I, because you mentioned your cup of coffee. So this could be a little controversial because, you know, I'm respectfully all the you shoulds and you need tos and you have tos out there in life. I really am looking at every single thing and will know what am I in resonance with? What am I like with? So a lot of people will say, don't drink coffee. It's bad, especially, it jacks your adrenals, and don't put sugar in it because sugar's toxin. And, there's all these things. And I appreciate they all have some truth to them and some value, but I really looked at my morning cup of coffee and I determined and am so grateful for that it is my life elixir. And I do like things of integrity and of the earth. I buy organic, I like local, I like really good things made with high integrity. That's my passion and my jam. So my cup of coffee, I love, very particular about my beans, where they come from. I get, organic half and half. I say I love, I get the honey from the farm, or even if I get sugar, but it's a good organic sugar. And I decided that my life elixir, which I'm so grateful for, it's the grounding, it's the stability of the earth from the coffee beans, the nurturing love of the cow from the organic half and half, and the wisdom from the bees if I do honey, or the sweetness of life if I choose sugar. And with that said, I mean, who would want to start their morning like that? I just
It,
drank my cup of gratitude. So do you see how we can reframe
yeah.
even a lot of subjects that are, don't drink coffee, it's bad for you, don't put sugar in for it, that's poison. Well, I reframed it all. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, not for me. And I am so grateful for this amazing life elixir that is my cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah, I'll go one deeper than that. I love this. I love this. And I go one step further. How am I choosing to put this into my body with complete love?
Mhm.
Same thing. I have an appreciation for the aroma for, there were somebody farmed this, somebody ground it. Right? I love the almond milk and it's going through that entire, yeah, and having extreme gratitude and my body, I'm pouring love into my body. That's truly how I see it. And that's how my body receives it. And that's true of anything that we put in our mouth, by the way. And if you have a judgment around it, that's how your body's receiving it. And what you were talking about, Tracy, because you have that awareness, and I think all three of us do of this, I call them Gaia's gifts. I'll look on my table and go, oh, I need more of Gaia's gifts. I'm going to the farmer's market, and that's truly how I frame it. It's not, when you make your shopping list, be conscious. Be conscious. And then you can go right into gratitude right there. I mean, I can sit at the farmer's market and feel grateful all afternoon. There might be a little guy playing music on the side. I smell somebody cooking a chicken and right. And it's, you can turn every single situation into an experience of gratitude.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. Like when you're in, on that struggle bus and all that stuff, sometimes it's difficult to see that gratitude or to know what you're grateful for or why. Like you said, like we had when you started, same thing with me. Somebody had said, on something I was watching, they said, oh, we'll start, to have gratitude. And I was like, what the heck am I grateful for? Oh, okay. How about just waking up and breathing, for God's sakes? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes in the beginning, it's really difficult to get there. But then, like you said, Patty, the little thing, look at your life. Look at that. You've got running water. You've got, exactly what, we were saying in one of the past episodes, the water, the bed, everything that is
Yeah. If
around
this
you
was
that,
gone tomorrow,
yeah,
this
like
was
that we're
gone
taking
tomorrow,
for granted.
would I have a deeper appreciation and knowing and in that when you get deep into that practice what you need is going to be there and I can give you a great example. During the pandemic I refused to go hoard toilet paper. I was just like, nope, I'm going to get what we need when we need it. It was always there. I was literally buying a 4-pack for 2 people. I was just like, nope, I'm not going to get into that scarcity thing and be grateful for it. And I thanked it every time I got it. And I was like, thank you. I love you, my little Charmin. And it was an interesting story one time. And I was just buying at a local pharmacy. I went in one day and the shelves were bare. So I went to the desk and I said, hey, do you have any Charmin? She goes, oh my gosh, our delivery truck came. She goes, yeah, I haven't had a chance to load the stock up. She goes, how many do you need? It was always there. It was always there. And so it's like, this is that connection of have gratitude for it and it's there. It'll
Can I
always be there right when you need it. Yeah.
So because it's the coffee as well, I didn't hoard toilet paper either. And I'm in Florida, so we didn't shut down much, but I was laughing. I'm like, who needs toilet paper? I got a hose in my backyard. I don't need toilet paper. I'm going to stock up on my coffee because that's what I don't want to run out of. Never in my mind did I think about shopping for more toilet paper. I'm like, I don't need toilet paper. If you
You can
need it
clean
that
your
bad,
ass in the shower.
seriously. I was even like, I got a garden hose. You know what I mean? Like, so I even took it to that extreme. Like toilet paper, it is not on my top list of needs. It's just not.
I know. Yeah. I think that us neither. Like I never thought that it wouldn't be there. It
Mi-
wasn't even in my comprehension to
Yeah.
think that, okay, when I needed it, I'm going to go, it's not going to be there. It's crazy.
Eh,
But going back to what you said, Patty, it's all about that energy that you're putting into everything. Like, and you knew, okay, this is always going to be here. You've got the gratitude for it. The gratitude is going to open up this energetic field that is just so vast that connects you into not only the natural flow of life, but of light and this whole universal, just this circular energy, like circling around and allowing that stuff to really come to you. We cannot stress enough, people, how gratitude can really shift and change your life. Like
Yeah.
it
And
really,
let's tie this back to our previous episode, right? Tracy was talking about money. You you can't just love it on the way in and hate it on the way out.
yes. Uh-huh.
Having that gratitude, it's coming back when
Well,
you're
and
right.
so for last episode, I had a thought on that, but I knew our time was up. But what I was going to say, and I say this often, no one wants a dollar bill or money. That's not what people want. They only want what the dollar bill can buy them. So realize when you're paying out a dollar, it might come back to you not in the dollar form. So
Yes.
we want to eat. So if you write something and your neighbor cooks you a casserole and someone has extra, realize that that is the abundance exchange, because you really don't
Yes.
want a dollar bill.
It's true. You it's the exchange for, right? And it can, yeah, and it's coming. And that's another thing. Be aware of, okay, this is how it's coming back. And gosh, does that settle any thoughts of lack? Instantly. And you start to go, wow. But like Renee, you were saying earlier, you're blind to that. If you're on the struggle bus, you're blind to that. And the easiest way to transition the other off the struggle bus is to get into gratitude and appreciation, because where gratitude lives, fear cannot. Those two energetics cannot sit side by side.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's, one of the fastest ways to shift your own energy is just sit there and go, okay, I'm breathing, the sun's out, and it's now. The gratitude in the moment now, not I'll be grateful when.
Yes. Yeah,
Now,
that's the key.
nope, you're shitting on your shoes when you say when.
Yep. And
It's
yeah, when you're
now.
saying when, what you're doing is you're saying I don't have it. And if it was coming to you,
It's
now you're pushing it back.
you push, yeah, you're
Yeah.
punting.
Yeah. It's like, nope, nope, don't have it yet. Stay there, stay there. It's like everything should be in the now. I have this now. And what's that feeling for? Even if you don't recognize it as a gratitude or an appreciation for that. But okay, emotionally I can feel happy for that. Well, that's the gratitude.
Yeah.
I think that's the appreciation for that. We've like they said before, there's love and fear in the world, a million different names for them.
Yeah.
So one of the names, or a few of the names for love, is gratitude, appreciation, happiness, joy, fun, like all of that stuff. So it's really recognizing and feeling that. What does that feel like? And I don't know about you two, and I'm sure you both have probably done mirror work because we've been in this for so long. But looking in your eyes in the mirror, I mean, we all know you're really looking in one eye, but
Yeah.
we say eyes. So when you're looking at your eyes in the mirror and saying, I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for this money always flowing to me. I'm grateful for always having food on the table. So wherever you're lacking, reframe that, shift that, start to see that. And when you're writing a gratitude journal, and don't get afraid by the word journal, just write down on a piece of paper
Yeah.
that you're grateful. When I see people writing that in your own handwriting, I see the energy go up,
Yes.
and it goes right into the heart, goes right into the higher heart, start to zoom through all the chakras, the whole body, because their whole body is really all these vibrational energy centers. It goes through the whole field of existence. Don't think that
It
you
lights
doing it.
you up.
Yeah, it does. It lights you up to like, oh, nobody's business. And then you get on board with it. The separation
Yeah.
that you maybe grew up with struggle or whatever that
Yeah.
was, that starts to end. You have to end that whole chain for not only yourself, but for all of those after you as well. Because it's
Yeah.
not just your own children, it's the chain of the universal or whatever.
Oh, it's exponential. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's exponential, the benefits. And yeah, and I agree. And I love mirror work is so powerful. It just really sinks everything in. And yeah, for me, the beginning of me, like I had to retrain myself how to be
Mm.
grateful. And it also, the side benefit is you focus on the good. You literally, that becomes your habit. That becomes your habit. And I'm sure we all know people. I know people that declare, I have a negative attitude. And I go, stop reinforcing it. That if you don't like it, you're reinforcing it. You're literally telling yourself it's like saying, I'm not creative, right? You're giving yourself that instruction. So, shift it. And I had no problem saying, right now I don't see what I'm grateful for. So how can I get this process going? Right. And that's when I would be like, okay, I'm going to go with little stuff. And I'm like, okay, I need to write in my journal. I would literally write, I'm grateful for the paper. I'm grateful for the pen.
Mm.
I had to go that literal and granular with
Yep.
it. And then now it's like I wake up and I'll see like the sun coming up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to see this sunrise. And then I'm going to open the window and smell the fresh morning air. And it's like, and then I can tag moment to moment to moment. And you do. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to lose this grateful moment. And you get out of, you really do gain a ton of momentum, you know, in that area. And and it does. It's like I said, you're like, okay, what's the next, you look for the next thing you're going to be grateful for, not what's going to go. Or if you start to go, right, something might come up that causes you to dip and then go, okay, no, you know what, right now, I always say, in this now moment, and then have fun with it. Some days I sit on the toilet, I go, thank you, Thomas Crapper. I'm not shitting in the woods or in the bush. Right, have fun with it and start to, right, rediscover all of these things, right? You turn on the faucet, there's running water. That, right? We do so many things unconsciously that that is a moment to practice gratitude. And, and but the benefit side's ridiculous.
Mm,
It's just
absolutely.
ridiculous.
What, Tracy? I felt like you had to
Yeah.
say something there.
We're both like,
She's in
Tracy,
her place of gratitude.
she was.
I'm probably out thinking of something totally off the wall crazy that, yeah. No, I really don't. No, I got nothing. Well, I mean, I got plenty, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that goes to that whole component of don't let yesterday take up today, because that's where I think a lot of us get stuck and we keep thinking, well, yesterday was this, this is what my life has been. Like, a lot of the clients will say that, but you don't understand, my whole life has been. I'm like, okay, but what is happening right now, right in this moment of now? What are you now creating today? I don't care about yesterday. I don't care about tomorrow. I want right now. What do you want your day to be now? Let's start with some gratitude. And again, I've been there. It's the point of like,
Yeah.
what do I have to be grateful for? And it
Yeah.
is like, and I usually use the water thing because I'm like, okay, well, how about running water? You can shower, you can eat, you can boil water, you can have coffee, you can have tea, you can have regular water, you can have like anything you want. Well, yeah, I guess, and I can't, you can't judge that because I get it. Like, we've
Oh,
all
yeah.
been
Oh,
there. We start somewhere.
exactly. And give it, it turns so quickly though, too. I think you feel shifted, particularly when you write it, like you were saying,
Mhm.
that helped me. So I got to the point where I was filling the page. All of a sudden I started laughing. I'm like, okay, no, but then you just become more expansive with it. And like I said, you become more, and it gets to the point where you'll witness something that even has nothing to do with you and then go, wow, I'm just so grateful I even got to see that.
Yeah.
Right. And then it just, it does, it flows from you. And I think it's important to mention too that for some people, I find that it helps them to change the language around it too. They feel better about using the word appreciation. So
Yes.
really pick a word that resonates with you.
Mhm.
Um, that you can just, really milk it. For some people, it feels more comfortable to say, I really appreciate this
Yeah. Or I'm
versus,
happy when.
yeah,
I'm happy for. Yeah, because there's a lot of
yeah,
people that count, that don't really resonate with, first of all, love. I mean, it's a whole nother subject, but gratitude,
yeah.
appreciation, because that might not have been something that they ever really had, or so they just saw struggle and it just made them angry or whatever. And
Or the tone in which it was used. Just be
yeah,
grateful. Shut up and be grateful was usually right?
yeah.
Just be grateful. So your connotation of that is, oh, this gratitude thing sucks. Because
Mhm.
I was told to be grateful and I was being, shut down.
Yeah.
right?
Or when you said something when you were young and like, oh, coming up
Yeah,
so happy and being like, oh, I'm so happy for this. I'm so grateful for this. Shut up. You don't know. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay. So there's
yeah,
so many things. So exactly what you said, Patty, go into the word that is right for you. What feels right to
yeah.
you? It might not be gratitude, it might not be appreciation, it might not be happy. What is it for you? And
It
honor
could
that.
be, it could be, I love this.
Or I like this.
That's the easiest way. Yeah, like for me, that was how I started. Honestly, I think I love coffee, so I'm grateful for it. So if it's something that, yeah, that you truly love and you're passionate about, don't discount that. That is gratitude. You're just expressing it in a different way. So take license with this in what feels good for you. But that energetic that Renee was talking about is really, really, so like I said, it can't exist, fear can't exist in that energetic field. It's
Yeah. Well, and then how easy it is not to recognize what you're grateful for. And Patty, you were saying this when we were just talking, that you are in this whatever daily whatever.
we're
And
unconscious. Yeah, yeah.
and when you were saying about the sports.
Yes, I was doing my own, I did a passionate list. I'm passionate about what are my passions. And I was like sitting there in my Buffalo Bills jersey, getting ready to go cheer them on. And I started laughing because I had this long list going and I went, I'm passionate about sports. I love sport. And I was grateful that I can go and play. And I'll tell you, here's an example that you would be familiar with. There was a moment last year where a player got hurt in a game. He collapsed on the field, right? Damar Hamlin. And it's interesting because you watched a stadium of two teams, right? Competitive, going at each other. The fans are typically going at each other instead of being unified and just loving the sport. But in that moment, everybody had gratitude for life and love, and you saw there wasn't two teams. That was unity. And the whole purpose of us having gratitude now is, don't why do we need to see something like that to just say, hey, why I love you, I love this sport, right? And this is fun and it's for entertainment. And it was really cool. And like, but for me, I had done right because of what I do, I was able to really see that and just I watched people in the bar I was in holding each other's hands and comforting each other. And I was like, wow, 5 minutes ago, these two people were giving each other the stink eye because he didn't like this guy's jersey and whatever. It was all the smallness of that went away. And everybody went into gratitude and love. And we have that opportunity so many times and we're missing it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Because of our egos, because we want to get out of that whole aspect. Go ahead, Trace. What do you want to say?
Well, I always like to bring in the controversial element to the conversation.
I love that.
We
But
love it.
you brought up ego, so here it comes. And we need to lay down the entitlement, the victim, the ego. And there are victims. I'm not discounting that, but we've taken the concept of being victimized and the concept of entitlement and ego and just blown it up. And it's so out of control that not me, but we're so lost in entitlement and victimization and ego that you won't even, it's almost like I see people literally selling me on how they can't be grateful because I had this,
Yeah.
and this is my experience. And I like, of course I'm entitled to clean water. Why would I be grateful for that? Like, I deserve that. That's my right to have clean water. And I'm like, okay, rewind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw in the controversial every time because we need to call it out. Like, listen, stop being a victim. Stop thinking you're entitled to anything. Because at the end of the day, is that really true? You really aren't entitled to all the millions of things that you think you're entitled to.
So true and well put. And can I tell you, one of the places where I look for gratitude, and I don't know, it's always been a thing with me, maybe because I'm a foodie. I do in the restaurant, when you look at behavior, how people behave in restaurants, there's a million opportunities for gratitude there. And I remember just after, because like Tracy, I'm like you, I was in, the great prison of California. We were locked down for three, I don't know, years. And but when we were able to go out again and like be together in restaurants and noticing who was grateful to be there, that it was open again and that we could be together and socialize together again. And then who was saying, "Where's my food? It's taking
Hey,
too long." And I would look, but I looked at it and do, and not in judgment, but I looked at it and I thought, oh, wow. Like for me, I was like, oh, that's a moment where their energy could have been like so clean and open. And there was an opportunity to just say, wow, I'm here now and I'm sitting with my friends. Let me enjoy my friends and let the cook do his thing. And right.
Mhm.
And let's play with the server and right. And play. You lost that connection, right? We're naturally we seek connection. We got it back. And then you went to where's my food? And it's like this is the stuff. It's like, just be conscious and remember we're creators. And
Mm,
and believe me, I know I could very easily, hang a victim placard, threw that out a long time ago and realized, no, that's not true at all. Right now, I'm absolutely not. I mean, grateful. And in that is how you're able to have, when you can go have gratitude for your perceived trauma, you're sailing. You're sailing because something did come out of it. And sometimes it takes trauma for us to pick our head up and then go, oh, wow, okay. I went through that and I'm, grateful and having grateful for everything that you think you should be angry at and push back at. And it does. And it shifts it. And you bring up a great point there, Tracy. I don't find that to be controversial at all. I find that to be extremely truthful and real.
absolutely. Absolutely. And you must see it right off the get-go, being in the restaurant business. You must have seen that. And I'm assuming from like when I go out and what I'm still seeing, that it may possibly be getting even worse because it feels like, or for me anyway, what I'm seeing. And again, not in judgment. I don't mean this in judgment, because anytime I see that, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna send that love. And because somebody would be treating these servers like horrible. And I'm like, oh my God, what gives you the right to do that? Like, this person is trying to serve you. If the food's taking long, like, okay, everybody knows there's shortages. So it's this abundance of just love, 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 love being sent. But how are you seeing that show up in your business?
so it's interesting you bring this up because I just went on my rant about in the restaurant, the free glass of water and how we really have to wrap our head around times are changing, life is changing. And when you go to a restaurant, you get a glass of water, and a lot of people like ice and a straw and a napkin and a lemon, and it's the most expensive free thing out there, right? So, and not only from a dollar standpoint, because it's very hard for restaurants. I mean, have you bought a lemon lately? They're not cheap. And then the straws, I'm on the river. I'm like, what about the water and the animals? Why are we putting our needs? We don't need a straw. All you got to do is put your mouth to the right. So this whole thing, and I said, watch, I'm going to be the first restaurant to start charging for a glass of water. And I say this jokingly, but maybe not. I don't know. And what do you think the reaction is going to be from the guests or the servers? What?
Oh, yeah.
We get a glass. And by the way, an ice machine is one of your most expensive pieces of equipment in the restaurant. No one knows how expensive an ice machine is, a good one, right?
Right.
So this is such a prime example. And as I was thinking about it, I literally was like, go tell your argument. Like, so if you're a guest at a restaurant and you're outraged because you can no longer get your free glass of water with ice and a straw and a lemon and a napkin, go tell that to someone in a third world country that has to walk however
Yep.
long to hopefully get a clean glass of water.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but maybe you need to self-check your come from.
Right. Right. Again, gratitude for what you have and not just expecting that is the
Yeah.
way it should be.
Yeah.
Do you know how
And
many
to
people
shift it. Yeah.
I've said we're going to start charging for water? I can read their body language. It's
Oh, yeah.
like, how dare you? You'll go out of business. And I'm like, well, maybe I will, but I'll stand behind my belief system. And just to go back around, because this is the same conversation with COVID, we only got shut down. I'm in Florida. They made us shut down for 6 weeks. The second we opened back up, both my restaurants are on the water. It's open air. And my management team is, we need sanitizer stations and we need this and we need that and we need and all these things. And I said, we're not doing any of that. We are going to open. Whoever wants to show up from work can. They do not have to work. Absolutely not. It is their choice. There's no mandates. We're not doing anything different than we've ever done before. I'm not buying one additional, all the restaurants are putting in their partitions. And respectfully, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm saying this is what my restaurant chose to do.
Right. You chose based on your belief system.
Right.
Correct.
Period. Yeah.
So we have a restaurant down in Sebastian, which is generally an older population. I am not exaggerating. People were coming up to me, who's the owner, hugging me, 80-year-olds. We're literally in the middle of, you're going to die. If you touch someone, you're going to die. I'm sorry, that was the dialogue. And I was like, what is going on? We were busier than ever at both restaurants and we did nothing. So do you see perception? I understand and I'm compassionate. Most of the world lived under a very awful situation.
Yeah.
My reality was the polar opposite. All I saw was people happy, no masks. We never did masks. I know that might make some people, but we never wore we never did a thing. We just went, come if you like. And they came in droves with gratitude, hugging.
Well,
Yeah.
again, this is what we're saying. This is the power of it. You were at that point, you were grateful. Okay, we're back in business, and you didn't change anything. And yeah, it really does come back.
The energy of it is huge. And I think that's the part that people, when we're talking about gratitude, appreciation, happiness, joy, whatever it is, there's such an energy to the whole aspect. And the energy that you were putting out was magnifying, and that was going even beyond your restaurant. And those people knew, and they came in and then had that appreciation and love as well, because, oh my God, thank you so much. I don't have to follow all these rules that I don't believe in. And I think that's your tribe that came. And I mean, how freaking awesome is that?
Exactly. That's a perfect example of your tribe finds you.
Yep.
And again, I want to be clear that we're not standing in judgment because we understand from a higher perspective that, we project what our belief system is and, showing that the magic that happens just by sitting in gratitude and just focus on what you have. And to me, it's like you send an energy out of, I'll take some more of that, please.
Yes.
Literally, that's the energy you're sending. So it's like, I love this water. I love my chair. Right. And I'll take more of this, please. And we are creators. So as a creator, just focus on the yes, more, please. Thank you. And yes, more, please. And not what's missing. And that really is, right. That's how gratitude keeps you, off the struggle bus. And in this new energy, like there's so much available. That's the other thing. There is so much available. And it's like, oh gosh, start saying, thank you. I love you. Yes, more, please. And meaning it and start where you're at though. Right. And if it's a little list, your grocery list, go to the grocery store and thank the checker. Thank you for being here. Get an Uber. Thank your Uber driver, right? Whatever. I don't care if their car stunk or had a dent in it, right? Stop judging them and get in there and go, thank you. I always say before I get out of the car, thank you for getting me here safely. Because when I get in the next one, I want to get back safely. That's how it works. Right? It's
absolutely
full circle. Well, any closing thoughts, ladies?
I think you wrapped it up beautifully.
We're grateful to have this opportunity. All right. Well, if you have any comments, drop them below. Please like and subscribe if this is resonating with you. And with that, I will see you ladies on our next episode.
Looking forward to it.